right, good afternoon, everybody. I got a really cute gift for Christmas, and it are different sayings. And every day, I try and pull them out, I shuffle them, and I pick a saying to try and go by. So here's one: Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does, by William James. On the back of the card, it's learn everything you can, anytime. You can from anyone you can. There will always come a time you'll be grateful you did. Sarah Caldwell. So that's one on cards. Um, and this has become new to me because mental health and different skills isn't always easy to deal with. So, I pulled out my DBT notebook. Didn't realize how much stuff was in it, but there is a lot of DBT skills. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hear, I see, I feel, I smell, I taste. Wise mind, emotion, and logic. Observe, just notice. So, Teflon mind, notice and experience without getting caught up in it. So, the room is warm. I'm noticing it. I'm not getting caught up on it. I'm moving on. Describe. Describe what is happening. The example it says is I feel sad. To be honest, describe how I feel. Well, if I take out my handy little sheet, how do you feel today? Anxious, which is pretty normal. Hurt, definitely hurt. A little puzzled, but that's not new. Withdrawn, definitely withdrawn. Don't really feel relieved. Not very bashful. Not arrogant. I'm curious about what's going on in my life, and I'm cautious because I know things don't always go the way they should or the way you think they should. It doesn't mean that someone doesn't have a plan, because believe me, someone does. It may not be you, or it could be you, and your plan can go to like a curveball. It's not going to get hit. It doesn't go right. Everything feels wrong. I have those days. I'm currently grieving, but that's me. How are you feeling? That's what matters. I came across another page in my DBT skills book. Letting go. To let go does not mean to stop caring. It means I can't do it for someone else. To let go is not to cut myself off. It is the realization I can't control another. To let go is to not enable, but to allow learning from natural consequences. So to let go is to admit powerlessness, which means outcome's not in my hands. To let go is not to care for, but to care about. To let go is not to fix, but to be supportive. To let go is not to judge, but to allow another to be a human being. So that one gets me. Because to let go, I can't judge myself either. I can't judge you. Can't judge anyone, my friends, my family. Can't judge. I have to let go. Because everyone is human. Everyone makes mistakes. And if I hold myself higher than someone else and ridicule myself more for something that I would tell a friend, let it go. Hey, they didn't deserve you. I need to start doing that for myself, because caring for yourself first, that's what matters. You need to care for yourself first, because you can't take care of anybody else if you haven't taken care of yourself. To let go is not to be in the middle arguing all the outcomes, but to allow others to affect their destinies. So let me read that one more time. To let go is to not be in the middle arranging all the outcomes, but to allow others to affect their destinies. You can't choose for someone else what they're going to do. And that sometimes is the hardest lesson to learn, is you have to say, I love you, or if you don't love them, I care for you. And whatever you choose to do, you're going to do. And it's going to come out how it's meant to come out. You may not like the way it comes out. Heck, I might not even like the way it comes out. But I cannot hold you to a higher standard or hold someone else to a higher standard, because you've got to learn on your own. And letting go is a way of learning. And I can't affect your destiny like you can't affect mine. Yes, being in my life, having a say over what I do, that's one thing. But honestly, if I let you control me, what good is that doing for me? I have to let you go in order to help myself heal. To let go is not to be protective. It is to permit another to face reality. So I can't be over here protecting you. I can't be over here saying, no, we can't do, no, you can't do that. This is going to hurt you. I have to let you choose what happens, because that's the only way. And being overprotective of somebody, I am just as guilty as anybody else. When it comes to my family and friends, yeah, I am extremely overprotective, but that's not what I should do. I should let them be them. To let go is not to deny, but to accept. So letting something go isn't denying it. It's accepting that you need to focus on you. Even if that person has hurt you. They have their own issues. They have their own problems. So you have to learn how to be a better you. To let go is not to nag, scold, or argue, but instead to search out my own shortcomings and correct them. So letting go is focusing on yourself, which is something that, I don't know about you, but I definitely need to focus more on myself. To let go is not to adjust everything to my desires, but to take each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. So, this is how I interpret this. You may interpret it totally different. All right, so letting go. is not to adjust everything to my desire. So it's not about my desire. It's about focusing on myself so I know what to do, so I know how to handle things. That's what focusing inward and focusing on my and searching out my own shortcomings. Because before I can be, or before you can do anything, you truly need to know yourself. And knowing yourself is the hardest thing to do. All right. To let go is to not adjust everything to my desires, but to take each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. So, this is where a little bit of my psychiatry background comes in a little bit handy. So, taking each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. I used to do exercise when I was in London, and it was because I took a course called Positive Psychology. The instructor was phenomenal, and some of the things I learned was 3 good things. Write down 3 good things that happened to you that day. It can be anything from I had a nice hot cup of coffee, or I got out of bed, to I got back in touch with an old friend who made me smile. It could be I was there for someone when they needed me. Any of that are 3 good things that could happen to you that day. For today, my 3 good things would be, and of course, the object of this was to write it down so you'd have a way of remembering. So, what I got here is a little pen and a notepad. So, pen and notepad, my 3 good things. I got to talk to an old friend. I got to talk to several old friends. So, I got to talk to several, my spelling is atrocious, by the way, old friends. And by old friends, I don't mean friends that, yeah, I've known for 5 years, 10 years. I mean old friends, as in I've known for almost 20 years. Some I've known longer. Some I've known shorter. But the average is about 20 years. All right, so that's my number 1. My number 2. And this is a mixed one. I'm choosing to focus on the positive rather than negative. Positive. I had a fantastic cup of coffee this morning. The bad part, I had to clean out the microwave because I was warming up milk and it went everywhere. But I'm choosing to focus on the positive side. I had a fantastic cup of coffee. So I had a fantastic cup of coffee. So my 3rd good thing that's happened to me so far today. I got to love on my puppy. Well, she's no longer a puppy. She's 10 years old. But I got to love on my German Shepherd, who I adore thoroughly. So, and she let me. Okay, so my 3 good things. Let me get this out of the way. I got to talk to several old friends, and this was amazing because I hadn't talked or heard from 2 of them in years, but I got to talk to them. Number 2, I had a fantastic cup of coffee. It was perfectly sweet, but not too sweet. It was very enjoyable, and it helped me get my day started. Okay, and 3, I got to love on my puppy, my puppy is absolutely amazing. And she's an old girl and she hates intruders. And honestly, she prefers just me, my mom, and my dad. But that's the way she's always been. You could call her very anxious. You could call her a lot of things. But my girl has never attacked anyone. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have a stranger over that door, oh, she's going to bark. She's going to growl. She's going to show teeth. But we have never let her get into that point where she can go after him. And honestly, any watchdog will do that. But also, with living on my puppy is like my emotional support animal. I have a bad day or things just seem to always be going wrong, and she's there. And she can help get me through it. And somehow she naturally knows. She will come up to me and just whine and love on me and want my attention and make it so I'm not thinking about my bad day. I'm thinking about how much I love her. So that's something you can do as well. Let go by focusing on the positive. All right. Let's keep going on this sheet. To let go is not to criticize and regulate anybody, but to try and become what I dream I can be. So, if I had one dream that I could be, it would be a writer. I love the thought of writing. I love reading, and my bookshelf is overly full of books. If I could achieve that one dream, that'd be amazing. Although I have been working on a story, so that dream I am working towards. I'm just hoping one day I can actually call it finished, because I go back and I read, and it gets to a point where it's like, I gotta put this away. I've been working on it for 10 years. But sometimes you have to put it away in order to get further. And I will tell you this, every single emotional issue that's happened to me has helped me with the book that I've written. I've written over 80 pages. And that's actually tight. And I'm looking to get about 200. So wish me luck. All right. To let go is to not regret the past, but to grow and live for the future. So if you're letting go, you're not standing in a crossroads where you're looking currently in the present. You're not standing there looking behind you. You're letting go of the past. You're letting go of what happened. And you're focusing on the future. You're focusing on what you can do, what you need to do to get where you need to be. To let go is to fear less and love more. Letting go is hard. Being fearful of letting go is hard. I know. When I think someone's going to leave, I tend to worry too much. I don't let go. I have been known to suffocate a relationship. And that is because of my background. Moving around every 2 to 4 years, you tend to lose a lot of people. Because, and I'm not going to age myself on this, but I'm just going to say, email wasn't exactly a fad when I was really young. Facebook wasn't around until I think a year or two after I graduated. And I remember MySpace. MySpace was the first Facebook in my mind. But MySpace has also changed. But it's a sheet of paper of letting go. All right. So, other DBT skills. One, mindfully. Do one thing at a time and be in that moment. So what we just did, I went through them all. We did them one at a time, and I was in that moment. Effectiveness. Focus on what works. Act skillfully. Let go of vengeance, useless anger, and righteousness. You may think you're right. You might be right. But holding on to it doesn't do you any good. Holding on to it hurts you. Because saying, yes, I'm right, I did this, I should. No. You have to let go of the righteousness. You have to let go of the anger. It's useless. Being angry at somebody for what they did, you can't control what anyone else does. Don't try to. So, you need to actually take a breath and let it go. This is what I do. Take a breath. I hold for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath. Hold. Release. Hold. Now, I'm not giving medical advice. It does not always work for me, but it has occasionally worked for me. Objective effectiveness. Dear Man is the way it is. DEARMAN. D. Describe your current situation. So my current situation, just had a long day of work. It had its ups and downs. Got to talk to some old friends. However, still am hurting from something that happened. Okay. E. So DE. Express. Feelings and opinions. Feelings. I'm torn up inside. I want to yell. I want to scream. I want to know why. Probably never will. And never knowing why, it's okay. At least I say that. Do I believe it currently? No. But I know with time it will be okay. All right. Assert. Ask for what you want. Now, this comes to be hard with the new age of Facebook and everything else. In fact, you can block people. Let's say you break up with someone and they block you. You may want to know why they did it, but the why isn't important. It's important to back off and say, you know what? They did this for their own health, or they did this and they need it. So I've got to respect it. And believe me, if you're like me, that becomes really hard, but it is possible. So we've done D, which is describe. We've done E, we've expressed. We've done A, which is assert. R, reinforce. Explain consequences. What are the consequences of holding on and not letting go? What are the consequences of over-worrying, overthinking everything? For me, the consequences of what happened were my own actions. And by not giving space and supporting them and understanding boundaries, that is the key. Understanding their boundaries makes it hard. All right. M. So we've done the deer. Now the M. Mindful. Keeping focused on objectives. Well, my current objectives: to write my book. Number 1. to let go. Because letting go isn't saying I don't care. Letting go is saying I do care. Maybe I care too much. So I've got to keep focused on my objectives. I've got to keep focused on me, looking inside me to help me figure out what I need. It's not what they need. Oh no, it's what I need. So what do I need? A, appear confident. So, am I confident that I will get this book finished? Not necessarily, but I'm going to appear confident. I am going to do my best to finish this book. I am going to do my best not to go to tears over something that I cannot control. I am going to appear. Appear is the keyword, confident. So we've done the first two letters of a man. N, negotiate. So, give to get. Be a broken record. Ignore attacks, distractions. Turn the tables. Ask for alternative solutions. So you need to negotiate. And sometimes negotiating is with yourself. I can overreact. I can call my ex, most of my exes, complete and utter idiots, but they're not. It takes two to make a relationship work. Not just my fault that it ended, not just theirs. Sometimes things just end. So alternative solutions from crying all day is focusing on something else. And I have a list right here of potentially pleasant activities. Listening to music. Chase McDaniels, brilliant country artist, and listening to him sing calms me down and helps me think. Taking a walk. Exercise is good for yourself. Walking around the block. Walking as far as you can. Heck, if you have an animal, take the animal out. Playing golf. I will leave that for someone else because hitting a ball is not my strong suit. And I would tend to be flat on my butt. Yes, I know it. Wait. I have never tried. And one of these days I may get out there and try. I've done mini golf. My coordination is horrible. But actually playing golf, Knitting or sewing. I know how to knit and I know how to sew. Knitting can be easy, and for Christmas each year I tend to try and do something from the heart, which is slippers. I found a loom and I found them easier to make than others. But I have projects that I've been working on for years that are still not done. I have a crocheted blanket I've done, and it fits a twin bed, no problem, almost a full. However, no, I'm not done with it, so something I need to finish. Reading stories, novels, or poems. If you enjoy to read, read. You enjoy to watch TV, you watch that TV. You enjoy movies, watch a movie. Do what makes you happy. If you have kids, play with your kids if it makes you happy. Talking on the phone to a friend. Definitely a way to help calm you down sometimes. Writing a letter. Let's say you can't get the closure you want. Write that person a letter. They may never get it, but it's you giving yourself the closure you need. Now you can write it. After you write it, you can crumple up, throw it away. You can write it. You can flush down the toilet afterwards. You can write it. You can keep it. Or you can write it. You can light it on fire and say, this is over. This is it. I'm done thinking about this, and move on. I don't recommend fire, though, with kids around, or if you have something that will not contain it. So be careful there. Also, if you really like fire, don't light it on fire. Find another way to get rid of it. Or honestly, keep it. You can put it with the stuff. Never know. Yeah, there's just a bunch of these things. And another day, I'll go over them but for now, let's get back to this. So we did Dear Man. So the turning tables, asking for alternate solutions. Give to get, be a broken record. Advocate for yourself. Sometimes you need to. I'm not saying badger someone, because let's face it, we've all done that, and we know it doesn't turn out the best. So definitely not saying that. All right, so down to, and these were all mindfulness and the Dear Man that became interpersonal effectiveness. So I'm going to read these and then I'm going to stop for the day. All right, so we did the Dear Man. Now, relationship effectiveness. Give, gentle. No attacks, threats, or judging. That includes yourself. Don't attack yourself for something you did. Don't attack someone else for something they did. So that's the G. I, interested. Actively listen. Actively listening to what the other person is saying. Actively listen to yourself. Validate. Acknowledge the other person's feelings and wants. That can be the hardest thing sometimes. Sometimes validate means validate yourself. Acknowledge what you feel, what you need, what you want. And E, easy manner. Use a little humor or soft sell. Not quite sure. I'm thinking that means don't take yourself too seriously. So that's give. Now, self-respect, effectiveness, fast. Fair to yourself and other people, and to other person. So be fair to yourself. Don't hold yourself higher than you'd hold a friend. If you wouldn't tell a friend you were worthless, don't tell yourself you're worthless, because you're not. There's always someone out there that you were worth more to than you know. Apologies. No apologizing for being alive and having an opinion. Okay? So FA. No apologize. No apologize for being alive or having an opinion. You are you. Like I am me. I have an opinion. I have a strong opinion on certain things. Does it make my opinion right? Not necessarily. But my opinion is my opinion. I'm not going to judge you. I can't judge you for having your opinion when I have my own. All right, so I'm not going to apologize for being alive. I have made a difference in someone's life. I know I have. I worked with troubled youth for a while. And someone found me and said, you know what? You made it bearable. Because of you, I was able to get through it. Now, that is a statement that just still blows me away. That I could affect someone's life just by being me. I wasn't trying to be someone else. I was me. And he told me that. He passed away several years back. He couldn't stay out of the gangs, but he told me I made a difference, at least while he was there. And that makes a difference to me. Because if I affected him, who else did I affect? Who else did I make day better? And honestly, sometimes smiling and saying hello will make someone's day. You may not know it. You'll probably never know it. But just saying hi and giving them a smile and meaning it can make someone's day. Okay. S for fast. Stick to values. Don't sell out your values or integrity. Okay. This is very true. Stick to values. Stick to the values you have. You don't believe in drugs. Good for you. Stick to that value. Don't let your friends say, come on, you gotta try it at least once. You don't. Your values are no sex till marriage, then no sex till marriage. That's the way it is. If your values are you're religious, you're religious. If your values are you're not, you're not. Don't let someone change you to be what they want you to be. Be who you are. But first, you've got to figure out who you are. So, and T, truthful. Don't lie or act helpless or make up excuses. Be who you are. Don't lie to yourself. Don't act helpless, because you're not helpless. And if you need help, ask for it. Don't ever say, well, no one cares. That's not true. Someone does care. You may not realize it. It could be the person down the street that sees you every day walking your dog. And you wave at them and smile. They care that you're alive. They care that you are who you are. That smile and that wave may be the only kindness they get that day. So to be yourself. Take your values and act on your values. Don't make up excuses. I know for a fact, relationships don't always last. You may want them to, they're not going to always last. And I don't just mean physical relationships or emotional relationships or like friendships or dating wise or even family relationships. They don't always last. And you can try your hardest to make them last. You can be in hysterics and try and make someone stay. But honestly, they're not going to stay. You can make up excuses for why you did what you did. But who is the excuse really for? Is it for you or them? There comes a time when you have to hold yourself accountable. So that's something you need to focus on you first. Okay, so did fast. Reduce vulnerability. Vulnerability. Please. All right. You're going to treat your physical illness. Take care of your body. Okay? Balance. So, eat a well-balanced meal. Become one with yourself. I am not giving out any medical advice. I am saying that I went from 180 pounds. Yeah, I know. It's about 120. I didn't do it very fast. I did it over several years. And the way I did it, I ate a balanced meal and I walked 3 to 5 miles every day. I would take Delilah out on walks. I'd go for a walk 3, 4, 5 times a day. Sometimes it wouldn't be that far. Sometimes it would be that far. But I took time for me. In those walks, sometimes I listened to music. Sometimes I would just think. Or sometimes I listened to an audiobook. Just so I could say, keep my mind active. So balance yourself. And the only way you can do that is if you know who you are. Eating. Don't eat too much or too little. Okay. So treat physical. Physical has the P and the L for please. Eating is the E. So you want to eat a well-balanced diet. I've done the rolling diets. I've done the keto diet. Do they work? Occasionally. Do they make you feel like crap sometimes? Oh yeah. Keto especially. But does it work? I learned that eating a well-balanced diet. So I get 3 to 7 veggies a day, serving sizes of veggies. I get 2 to 4 fruit. I do my grains and my protein. And I do the healthy oils, healthy fats, which is like coconut oil for me or omega-3s for fish. I do not eat red meat. I do not eat animals for the most part. Only thing I eat is seafood. So I'm a pescatarian. If it comes out of the sea, I'll eat it. Yes, I know that they can still be harmed. However, I've got to eat something with protein other than peanut butter. And I love my peanut butter. And I try and balance it out. So I'm not eating too little. I have a little plate thingy I use and I portion it. Over half my plate is veggies. The other half is divided into thirds with fruit, grains, rice, potatoes, that kind of stuff, and protein. That's how I eat. You'd be amazed eating how right can do for you. And I, of course, did it without consulting a physician. Consult a physician because you don't know what any kind of thing will do with your body. I'm going over DBT skills. However, I am not saying that I'm flawless. I got my bachelor's in psychology. I know what I'm supposed to do. Do I do it all the time? No. Does anybody? No. Consult a doctor for anything. And if you are in crisis, I'm telling you right now, don't listen to my video. What you need to do, immediately call 911 or call a crisis hotline. There's one in every state. So if you need help, call and get that help. Okay, so we did E. A, avoid mood-altering drugs. I am not saying do not take prescription drugs. What I am saying is avoid things that can make it worse. Do not go out and do coke. Do not go out and do meth. Do not go out and do marijuana. Those all are mind-altering drugs. Don't do it. You need to, if you have prescription drugs, take them and only them. If you don't take anything, great. If you want to go the herbal route and try herbs, go for it, but consult a doctor. I will always say that. Consult a doctor because you never know what something will do to your body. You may think, oh, well, this page says it's great for my body. Talk to the doctor because it may not be so great. All right, so it's A. Balance sleep. So, a normal adult, they want you to have at least 8 hours of sleep a night. As you get older, it says more. I'm one of the few people that requires at least 8. I prefer closer to 10 to 12. And that is hard to manage. I get that kind of sleep on the weekend occasionally. But sleep is very important. Your body needs to recharge and rest. I am not saying do something to put yourself into a coma. No. What I'm saying is maybe read a book before bed, less screen time. Take a couple deep breaths before bed. And if you can't get to sleep, maybe try writing things that are on your mind. I've noticed that helps. I have a list going through my head and it will not stop. I pull out the sheet of paper next to my bed, pull my pen, write things down. That way I don't forget. And that way I can rest easier knowing that I wrote things down and that I can get to it the next day. All right. E, exercise. Do something every day. Like I said, can be as little as walking as much as you can. It could be walking up to the stop sign if you just had surgery and you can't walk that far. Or it could just be walking to the bathroom. Walk, do some sort of exercise. I prefer yoga, which I haven't been able to do lately. But some of the yoga things, and maybe I'll do that in here one day. Do a couple yoga poses just to kind of relax and center yourself, because you are the most important thing. Okay, and that was the last of interpersonal effectiveness. So let me just double check. All right. Yeah, tomorrow I will try and go over or later on this week, we will go from reduce vulnerability, please, which is interpersonal effectiveness, to emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is not always easy, but until next time, hope you have a great day. And if you or someone you know is in need of crisis, get help. Any help. If someone calls you crying because they took too many pills, get them to the doctor. Someone calls you crying because they just had a really bad breakup, listen to them.